All right, welcome to the final installment in our Black Ops discussion. And what we're going to go over in this video are the guns in the game as well as the attachments. And we're going to jump right in here. We're going to start off with the assault rifles. And the list of assault rifles that I have here are the AK-47, the Car-15 Commando, the M16, the AUG, the G11, the FAMAS, the Enfield, the M14, the Galil, and the FAL. I think it's a pretty solid list of assault rifles with a few random things that don't really seem to fit. But how do you guys feel?
What doesn't seem to fit?
The G11 because it looks goofy as hell.
So it doesn't fit because it's a little weird looking?
It doesn't fit because you have a bunch of war weapons fitting in with a bunch of boutique things that were never used and didn't really work.
All right. The FAMAS comes back as a fully auto. Do you think it'll be as irritating as it was in Modern Warfare 2?
I don't think so. I think really the irritating gun is probably going to be the Enfield because I bet you that's going to be the new 3-shot burst. It's essentially going to be the same thing. They're the Call of Duty battle rifle from Halo.
The M16 will also remain the 3-shot burst.
I actually know that the Enfield is actually fully auto. The 3-round burst guns are going to be the M16 and the G11.
All right, well, I didn't know that. I'm just really excited about the two single-shot rifles. I'm big on those. FAL and the M14 in real life are my two favorite guns, and I'm pretty excited to be able to use either of them. Who knows? Maybe now they'll actually have the M14 be a little bit more versatile than it was in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1.
All right, anyone else? All right. All right, the next guns we're going to go over are the submachine guns, and the list I have here is MP5K, MAC 11, AK-74U, Scorpion, Uzi, Spectre M4, MPL, and PM63. So a couple interesting things to see there. The MP5 is back, and the AK-74U, and the Scorpion, which I know a lot of people like. How do you guys feel?
I'm a big fan of the Scorpion. I like to play with it a lot in COD 4, especially in old school free-for-all. But I didn't give it the full opportunity I should have because I didn't play the game as much as I'd hoped to at first.
Classic case of missing what you don't have anymore, right?
I was never much interested in submachine guns. I just hope they don't have something like the classic Treyarch MP40 situation. I think that they'll probably be all right to balance themselves, though, especially now they'll be able to dedicate a little more time to the game. But mostly, all I can really say is I'm more of an assault rifle and like sniper rifle guy. Only accurate weapons are interesting.
Anyone else? All right. Moving along, we're going to jump into the light machine guns, and I only have a list of 3 here. The RPK, the M60 returning from COD 4, and the HK-21. Now, I'm going to be honest, I know absolutely nothing about any of these guns, and I never use LMGs anyway. What do you guys think?
I'm pretty excited about the LMG situation, just mostly because this era of time that this game is supposed to be taking its inspiration from was kind of like the best era for them. They were at their biggest calibers and most use, you know. I mean, they're basically meant to cut through jungle and stuff like that, and that's what they're for. So it'd be interesting if they added a little bit more use to them, especially with things like hardened and stuff like that. They could definitely make it useful. It'd be interesting to see.
Well, up until very recently, I haven't really given them much of a chance. But now I'm really digging them. I know they're very powerful, they have good range, and giant magazine just makes for an awesome gun.
All right, so light machine guns. Hopefully something to look forward to. Up next, we got the sniper rifles, and also here I only have 3 listed. L96A1, which I know is a bolt action, a Dragunov, a Russian sniper rifle, and returning from Modern Warfare 2, the semi-automatic WA-2000. What do you guys think?
Much like the LMGs, I think that this could have been a really good chance for them. They used a lot of interesting weaponry, and they totally ignored them. The only real and used sniper rifle that you've seen in this game so far is the Dragunov, I think, right? There was nothing really else trying to remember. Yeah, pretty much that was the only one that was from the era when they actually used. I mean, this era has a wide array of very interesting weaponry that they're completely ignoring. I mean, once again, the M21, this is where it came from. You know, the accurized M14. There's the G3 sniper, which was used by literally like 2/3 of the world. You know, called the PSG-1. I think you're familiar with it. You know, then of course you got the R700, which is basically a version of the Model 70 that Carlos Hathcock, the best American sniper ever, who was a sniper during Vietnam. That could have been in the game, but no. Instead, they're going with a bunch of space guns because they think they're cool. I'm sure all the 12-year-old Halo kids will think it's cool too.
Well, hopefully this game, like World at War, sniping will actually be an effective thing.
It'd be nice if it's actually useful.
Yes, and as we saw in Modern Warfare 2, you weren't good with a sniper rifle unless you had sleight of hand, an ACOG scope, and you ran around like a bushwookie.
Yeah, I don't want to see a bunch of Grizz wannabes.
I hope they bring back 50 caliber bullets, and when I headshot people, it doesn't register. Well, not that it doesn't register; it just doesn't kill them. You know, when in real life, I'm pretty sure if it whizzes past their head, they're pretty much gonna explode either way. You know.
Yeah, it's another interesting point. Our sniper's going to be one-hit kills without stopping power in the game. I wonder how that's going to change things.
I think since Treyarch seems to do things right when it comes to higher-powered rifles, I think it'll be a one-shot kill, just because, you know, that's what the rifle's intended for.
And there's also another big thing that we've all been missing. I know we've all been talking about this, and this is what the genre they would probably be in. Where are the unscoped bolt-action rifles? That was the funnest part about World at War. There was no more fun gun in those games, I think. You know, the unscoped bolt-action rifle is really missing, and it's really something I'm sorely missing in this, along with a proper sniper rifle.
Yeah, the no-scope bolties were a lot of fun in World at War. I'm really shocked they're not bringing one back. That seems like a really bad move to me. Okay, so anyone else got anything else to say about sniper rifles? All right, up next we get shotguns. Now, returning to their primary form after spending some time as secondaries in Modern Warfare 2. Mistake. In the shotguns, we have the SPAS, the KS-23, the Stakeout, the HS-10, and the double-barreled Olympia. The only one I know is the SPAS. Not much to say about the other ones. What do you guys think?
I like the fact that it's no longer a secondary. And having a proper shotgun class means that there's now going to be people that are running around that are a completely different class than everybody else, and it adds a complete different dynamic to the game.
That's right. You actually have close range classes now. Let's hope that shotguns are going to outweigh knives. Hopefully, God forbid a bullet actually beats a knife.
Well, without Commando making you invincible, I think that's a good idea.
All right, I think that's all we got on shotguns. Moving along, we have we're going into secondaries now. We'll start on the pistols, and the list I have here is the M1911, the Python, which is the .357 Magnum, the Makarov, the ASP, and the CZ75 or C275. Not sure. I personally don't have much to say. I'm just glad to see pistols as secondaries. Pretty much the only option.
It's kind of cool seeing the pistol list that they have. They're all proper for the era and stuff like that. And it's and if you look at like surplus lists, you pretty much see half of them for sale for like $300 now too. But I'm looking forward to. It seems like they're putting a little bit more focus on how pistols are and maybe even upping the use of them a little bit. And I'm looking very much forward to finally using my 1911 again, which was very mistakenly left out of Modern Warfare 2. It's the only real war pistol in the game, and they left it out.
All right. Up next, we're going to talk about launchers, which return as secondaries. And you got some options this time. The RPG-7 returns. There's the China Lake, which is a pump-action, look like it's a launcher, but it looks like the Thumper. And the M72 Law. Anything to say about that? And there's no danger close in this game. Nothing to boost them. Nothing to really make them overpowered. And I'm sure that Scavenger won't replace them, so I don't really see that as an issue. Okay, and that's going to bring us to the other secondaries, the crossbow and the ballistic knife. Now, a lot of people are up in arms about these two things, but honestly, they're low ammo counts, and I don't see them really being that effective. What do you guys think?
I'm looking forward to the first time where somebody gets me with the crossbow and I get to kill the hell out of them before it even comes close to blowing me up. I really don't see the use for it. I mean, this is a game where if you see somebody for anywhere near enough time for you to get crossbowed, you're probably going to die. I don't really see the use. I think they kind of missed with it.
I've said it when Gears of War came out. I'll say it now. I love the torque bow.
Me personally, I'm gonna love playing with the ballistic knife. In Modern Warfare 2 went crazy with the throwing knives, had an absolute blast with them. It's more for fun maybe than a tactical use, but it just gives you options, and tomahawks and ballistic knives are gonna be my favorite thing.
All right, and that's going to do it for guns. Up next, we'll do attachments. All right, for attachments, what we'll do here is I'll mention the ones that return that haven't changed. And that's going to be the extended mags, grip, the ACOG sight, the red dot sight, the shotgun attachment, the grenade launcher, akimbos, now known as dual wield, rapid fire, and silencer. You should all know what those do. As for the new ones that are new to this game, we have dual mag, which is a quick reload, the reflex, which is a sight. I'm not really sure what it is yet. The flamethrower attachment, the infrared scope, which is basically a rehashing of the thermal, the Swarovski scope, the snub nose, which is for the pistols, quick reload, which is for the Python pistol specifically, and then there's the alternate ammo, the Dragon's Breath, and the explosive bolt, which seems to be the primary ammo for the crossbow now, but it's still listed as an alternate ammo. What do you guys think about these new things?
I like the grip for the M14. That's going to be interesting because, as you remember, in the last game, it had... I'm sorry, not the last game. In Call of Duty 4, it had a lot of power, but the control issues. And now they're going to be able to make it so that you can take the control issues out of it, which, might sound overpowered till you realize that you're losing an attachment. You still got to use those tiny sights with unless either that or use Warlord. The other interesting thing is you said there's a flashlight for the pistols. That brings up an interesting question now. Where are they going with their maps? Because if some of these maps are cool, are interesting enough where they're dark like that, I think that'll add a lot of fun to the maps. Because if the maps are kind of sanitized now, and that's kind of boring.
I liked about you said something about the explosive bolt. Is say I start off with my crossbow, is it going to take more than one arrow to kill them the first time until I unlock that, or is it still going to be a one-hit kill? And how long is the reload? It's an interesting point.
Oh, I don't think much is known about the crossbow yet. I mean, in the early campaign videos, it has a scope, and in the multiplayer videos, it doesn't.
I think the best use of a flashlight in a video game that I've seen so far, at least, would be Left 4 Dead. They did that perfectly. I don't know why I'm bringing it up, but that's what I thought of when Bob was talking, so I'll just say it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you ever played Doom 3. That was the best because you had to put away your gun to pull out your flashlight, and all of a sudden there's like an imp jumping at it somewhere, and all you can do is whack him with your flashlight.
Well, Alan Wake has nothing to do with shooters, I don't think, right? But still, though, dual. Anyway.
It's a flashlight shooter. It counts. The one I think that's really cool though is the dual mag, really really quick reload. That's interesting as an attachment. But anyway, we'll move on to our closing thoughts now. All right, so all in all, I have to say this looks pretty exciting. I'm very much looking forward to this game. The kill streak situation, especially with the non-stackables and the different kinds of cool things they added, as well as perk balance. I'm really excited to make some interesting classes. That's going to be the big thing for me. Rob?
But exactly ricocheting off what you said, they seem like they're really trying to avoid the whole bigger, better, more badass problem that the last generation of games had, and they're even bringing it farther back, taking out stopping power and all that stuff like that, and the stacking kill streaks. That's going to be really cool.
My concerns seem to be addressed. They're taking out stopping power, Juggernaut. I really don't like those boring perks. They add nothing to the game. Right. They're adding in stuff like Hacker, completely changes the way you play things, makes everything much more interesting.
I think this game's going to bring something completely new to the shooter genre, and it's going to be tactical gameplay.
And don't forget the theater mode. The theater mode is awesome. So thanks for listening to our Black Ops discussion. Can't wait to play with you guys in the future. This is Red Mist signing out.